Well, that was fun. Yeah. That was pretty fun. I mean, you know, as long as you didn't have anything on the line, I guess. How are we feeling? Jay Sagon, hi. Wispy was, yeah, Ron Dog, Brian, Marmalade, Robert, Johnny. Well, that sucks. So y'all didn't have a good time, is that what you're saying? Give me a second. I'm just posting a couple links on Twitter and Discord and stuff, and then we will start it. All right, we're good. We're good. Yo, what up? How you doing? Let me catch up. What's up? Tim, it's good to see you. Doug. B-Hood, I had fun. I thought it was fun. Hop along. 274, look at you go. Ryan, it's good to see you. Blue Crew, Joe and Troll was hard. R. Vic, it's good to see you, man. We got lucky. Yeah, man. With 4 minutes to go, there were 9 riders with a 52. At least only 6 of them had it. But still, Rod Bell, Jake, and I shouldn't have taken Rod Bell. That was a stupid move. The only good thing that came through this whole night was that I was beating myself up for my uncharacteristic Rod Bell pick, but the guy that I took off to put Rod Bell on was Swole, so I really only cheated myself out of a single point, and I'm okay with that. That race was fun if you minimize the dashboard. B-Hood, this was the first time I tried it. I was like, I'm not gonna look. I don't need to know. It doesn't matter. And then once everybody started grenading, I was like, I gotta look. I gotta look. No, Tiller, it's a stupid move for me. Not because Rod Bell was a bad pick, but I have a staunch no tinkering rule. And I tinkered. And it didn't work. And I knew better. I knew better than to tinker. I knew better. So is what it is. Oh, man. I'm not mad. I'll take my 230. 7 in the main for 230. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it straight to the bank. If the 250 main wasn't crazy, the 450 main would have been fine. But that 250 main really did us fans in. Wispy, yeah, like the 450 main was almost boring. And that's not fair. That's not fair. How did Moore pick Starling, though? Eric, because he's missed 3 consecutive mains, and I don't like anybody. For me, I don't like picking anybody that I know is going to the LCQ. Like, if I'm very confident that you're not coming out of your heat race, like, you're definitely going to the LCQ, I don't pick those types of people, and I feel like a lot of people have like, mirrored that sentiment. So, you know, like, I take, like, Bogle's a guy that might end up in the LCQ, but more often than not, he should get in through the heat. And that's kind of where Starling, I think we all expected that he's probably going to go to the LCQ. You know what I mean? Yeah, Cody, yeah, I'm not excited about that. At least we've only got one, right? We only have one more true West round left. Because now we're 6 rounds in, and all we have left is an East-West, West, East-West. So it does blow. Like, it obviously blows that Craig just wraps the title up with no thing. But it's at least it waited this long for it to happen. You know what I mean? Who has the lowest? Let me see the lowest in chat. Who's here with me even though they don't want to be? I hope the faster guys get out of the heat so my B-Riders have easier. Vic, seriously though, when I was looking at it, I was like, I hope Shimoda gets like when he wrecked immediately, I'm like, I hope he gets up and somehow makes it out of the heat, because I do not want him in my LCQ at all. 185, yikes, 170. Oh, man. Mark's just texted and said he has to fix the Thrasher swole points, and then he will finalize. I don't know what that means exactly, but that is an update. So if you guys are looking for... So long story short, what happens is that this screen happens, and then it will update to where it'll tell you what your season standings are. Mark's more or less has to okay that. It's not anything more than just hitting the OK button, but sometimes there are things that need to be moved around. So apparently Thrasher and Swole's points need to be adjusted. Maybe they got placed out of order or something, and then we'll be good to go. Can Jason Anderson beat Eli this year? I mean, it looks like it. I don't know. I don't think Eli stays this dominant all year. So I say yeah. They gave 8 points for Swole. Really? Interesting, Tim. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, so that'll mix things up a little bit maybe. Swole took out half my team. Yeah, Rondog. Yeah, it was bad. And then he also took out, they didn't really show it, but I don't know if maybe he wrecked because he was trying to avoid it, but Mitchell Harrison also went down, but it was like off screen. But if you watch the replay, somebody's bike goes right past Swole's head, and that was Mitchell Harrison. And then they didn't show him go down, but obviously he dropped down, but he was in there too. What is wrong with Roxzen? Tyler, I think it is 100% confidence at this point. It has to be confidence. Because I feel like he hasn't been feeling good all day, but when he got that bad start, he already is practically out of the championship unless he had like a good run of mains and being dead last on the first turn. Speaking of dead last on the first turn, can we all talk about Bogle's start or lack thereof real quick? Can we just have a quick little powwow about that? Did anybody else catch Bogle's start? I'm gonna see if I can pull up the Peacock broadcast. I'll have to pull it up on a different browser because it definitely will not show up. Let me pull this over here. He just sat there when the gate dropped. He just literally didn't move. Like he just literally, yeah, his controller died. He just did, and I was like, what are you doing, Bogle? The only thing you have going for you is your starts, buddy. Like, come on, man. The only thing I need for you is to get a start. That's it. That's all there is. Like, come on, man. And then he just was like, absolutely not. I will do nothing for you. You lose. Good day, sir. It just says coverage is concluded, so I can't even rewind it. That's lame. Well, never mind. I guess I can't see it. Yep, it was him, baby. It was him. That was Bogle. I know, and I was like, the one guy that needs to get a good start to get anything good at all. But, oh well. I just didn't really like anybody else. I couldn't pick Brayton. I'm not mad about my team on the 450s. Like, obviously the points weren't there. I was never looking at Starling, never looking at Moran's. Had Clayson last week. Was never really that interested in Chiz. Wasn't looking at Anstey because he's hurt. Wasn't looking at Dean at a 1. I couldn't have Brayton because of last week. Like, my options were literally, I had McElrath last week, so it was Hartraft, Chiz, Bogle, and Oldenburg. And I only really left 2 points on the table there, so I'm not really mad about it. Boxers or brief? Ryan, currently briefs. Usually briefs. I had to look down, like looking down. I'm wearing pants. Like, looking down wasn't going to help. Like, I don't know why I looked down. It helped me a little bit. A-Mart. Oh, man. Can I just ask everybody, who had A-Mart? I'm not gonna attack you, but I want to know who here had A-Mart. I did. Me. Okay. I have a question for y'all. I want to know why. I want you to say in chat, even if other people already say it, I want you to tell me what were you hoping was going to happen? His best finish in the history of the 450 class is 17th. You already knew these are gnarly whoops. And he is very small man. And he do not like big gnarly whoops. I just don't understand why A-Mart was on so many teams. Because I couldn't find any redeemable quality for A-Mart this week, but he had like a 20% pick trend and everybody was talking about him. And like I kept getting DMs and messages being like, is he racing? Is he racing? Is he hurt? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Also, friendly reminder, like I appreciate that y'all think I'm a big deal. I do not know any more than you do 99% of the time. I am watching it at home too. I don't like, we have a group chat that's like me, Dan, Paul, JT, Marks, and Steve, but like it doesn't really get used unless it's business. Like if somebody needs to say something about like, hey, this person had a question, but like I don't really know much more than y'all do. I will definitely post. If I know something, I will post it somewhere. So just keep that in mind. If I know something, you guys, I will definitely post it on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. There doesn't have to be logic in the picks. I'm just questioning because I wanted to know. I thought maybe I didn't know something. Did you notice towards the end of the 250s how many injured riders were sitting by the whoops? Tyler, I didn't know. I should have, though. I wish I would have. That would have been good. Logical picks haven't worked out even when they seem like they should work. That's fair. That's fair. If they would have been in Discord, they would have known that Troll... No, Tiller, yeah, because we talk about it. For those of you guys that don't know, if you're part of the Patreon, you get access to the Discord. The Discord, I mean, if you want a place to have like 10, 20 people chatting openly about picks, giving why and why you shouldn't take picks, like that's the place to be. I love it. Like, it's probably my favorite part. Mr. 8th place, ASND, panic button? Everybody wants to talk panic button about Kenny, but Kenny, you can at least say objectively with Kenny. All right, so we're almost updated. They just updated a little bit, so maybe if I refresh, because this isn't accurate. No, give it a second. We're almost there. Kenny has at least had bad luck. He's been crashed into. He's been down in the first turn. Like, he's taken himself out. Cooper has just straight up not shown up. At all. Like, at all. You know what I mean? There just has been nothing from Cooper this season. No glimpses, no flashes, no something. You know what I mean? Just, wow. Can we talk about Freddie blowing it? Eric, I knew it was going to happen. Like, with the 2 laps to go, we were watching, the camera was on 7 Deuce Deuce, and I was like, Noren's not going to survive these whoop sections for 3 more laps. There's no possible way that Noren's going to survive these whoop sections with Deuce and Brees on his tail. There we go. All right, you guys can refresh now. Refresh your thing, and all of your scores should update, and your championship ranks and everything. I moved up 700 spots, baby. Don't pick Freddie. Trees, I thought Freddie was a good pick, and I talked about him on the video because I like to give you guys data. I try not to put my heart into things. I try to do them logically. I said Freddie is, you know, all he has to do is make the main, and he has made every single main. Those are factual truth things. Those are true facts. Like, I just want to give you guys facts to make you aware of, to make your better picks. But this week was just weird. This was just a weird week, you know. We get in there. We'll get in the top. We'll get in the top 2,000 when it's time. We'll get in the top 2,000 when it's time. How did Moran save? No idea, Blue Crew. No idea. I have no idea. So Toe, were you the person that asked? I'm sorry, chat moves and I try to keep up with it, but no, Pro Motocross will not be on Peacock. If you guys saw that video that I posted about it, I tried to lay out as much of it as I could, but it's not always that easy to convey because I always think it's something I wish I would have said or whatever. Oh, man. Oh, no. Shit. Hold on, I can't see chat. What did I do? There we go. I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna pin it. That's the Patreon for anybody that needs it. I'm gonna pin it to the top, so it'll be at the top. Anyway. Peacock, for now, will continue to have Supercross. That's a thing that we know. But Outdoor Pro Motocross will no longer be on Peacock. Starting this year, like starting right now, starting immediately. It will be on Mav TV and the Mav TV Plus app. I don't know anything about the Mav TV Plus app, so I don't know I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any more information than you do. Sorry, I gotta log into something so I can get chat back. That's me. RotoMoto. RotoMoto. Oh no, I got an echo. All right, chat's back. Got it. Got it. That's ugly. I hate that. Can I make that go away? Whatever. What are Discord benefits, Brian? So, $5 Discord gets you. Hey, thanks for helping out and get your name on some videos. And what you do is you get entered into a chance every month to win stuff like this: race used autographed number plate. And you might say, but Donnie, this was last month's. You're right. This month's February. This one right here, baby. Check that out. And you might say, aw, that's not that cool. I don't love Christian Craig. Can I tell you why this one in particular is super cool? There's a note on the back from his mechanic, Brad Duff, that said, this plate went into the nets on press day. So, if you want that one, you guys know which one I'm talking about. The one where the bike did a somersault into the nets. It's this one, baby. He won that weekend. Won his heat race, won his main. But this one also was the one on the front of the freaking bike that went into the nets. The Steve Mathis Memorial nets. This one. So this one's piece of history. This one is like, that clip is going to be replayed over and over and over again forever because it is the number one thing of why the nets work. So there you go. I want a certificate of authenticity. It's signed by Brad Duff, the mechanic. The Wyndham, no, casually. You get out of here with that. If I win that, I will donate it back to you. Michael, bless. I appreciate you. But yeah, MAV TV is $6.99 a month. But remember, here's how it's going to work. Well, you can do Peacock for January, February, March, April, May. That's $25 a year in the US. Then you can do MAV TV for May, June, July, August, September. That's $35 a year. 25 plus 35 is only $60. That's still significantly less than how much just the Supercross package costs. Remember when it was on like Fox Sports? That was expensive. This isn't that bad. It's not ideal, but it's not that bad. We'll keep it going. Ron Dog, dude, thank you so much for the $25 super chat. I don't know, can you do it, Ron Dog? I think you can type a message with it. I don't know. I've never done that, and I don't think anybody else has done that here, but I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Really, seriously. Thank you. So Brian, insider tier on the Patreon. I'm sorry I'm doing this pitch, but Brian asked. You get access to the Discord. You get the enhanced cheat sheet, which I will show you. Looks like this. This is the enhanced cheat sheet. It'll have all of the riders, what session they're in. I will give you their actual time, how far they were off from the pace. What's their handicap? How much did it change from last week? Their projections are color-coded to show you the really good ones. Here's all of their averages for the season. How many mains they've made, how many times they come out of the heat. Do they go to the LCQ very often? How often do they D and Q? How often this year have they beat their current handicap? Like, it's all of the info you could ever possibly need to make all of the picks you need to make. So that's on there. Also, I do a podcast every week for Patreon. Where as soon as the handicaps come out, I give you like a really quick breakdown of every rider, everybody that is not a 16. Just an initial like, this one looks good, whatever, to try to help you make better picks. There did look to be some other racing on MAP TV, and I mean, there will be other racing, but let's be honest, I'm not gonna watch it. It's fun to think about. Like MAP TV. I know it comes with some other racing, so if you're just a motorsports guy, you might enjoy having MAP TV. But I don't. For me, I don't watch wrestling all the time now. But we do watch like the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania every year, just because it's something to do. I've watched it ever since I was a kid, and, Peacock does have some decent movies and shows and stuff like that, and MAV TV is not really going to have any of that at all. I can see the potential in having MAV TV stream MX, but I hate how it could limit the sport's growth. Eric, the one thing I will say, though, is at least MAV TV is much more friendly to international viewers, so can we just agree that this growing the sport thing that we've all been saying for, like, way too long is not happening? it's just not happening. Like, I don't think, I mean, you look at my YouTube analytics, I know you guys don't know them, but like, you look at my YouTube analytics, we are not growing the sport. I have twice as many people over 55 watching motocross videos than under 25. Twice as many. It is not really attracting a younger American audience, but I will say the amount of international people that watch my YouTube videos is extremely high of a percentage. So that does mean that there are people out there looking for motocross, and making it more accessible to the international might be good. Like, that might be good. That might be the growth we're looking for. So that's something to keep in mind. Can't grow the sport with 30 minutes of, yeah, Brian, yeah, you're right. Yo, Patty, thank you. My boy Kevin Moran's number 57 rodeoed out the LCQ into the main. Patty, thank you for the $4 and, well, okay, what do you guys say? I'm sorry, I'm ignorant. £4.49, is that what you say? Because we say like $4.49. But you guys say £4.49. Help me. Thank you anyway, Patty. Thank you so much for that. Let's put together the streaming. Let's just do it. We'll just build one from the ground up. We got it. Yeah, so we have a fresh roster of riders next week. The East will be starting. I will try to do a video. I would like to do a video, but it's always a lot of work to put these together of the entire team coming in, of who's riding this one. Because obviously most of you guys know... most of you guys are going to know who's on Pro Circuit, who's on Star, who's on whatever. But those like second tier teams, sometimes we don't know. We don't even know the teams that well. Like Hunter Yoder is making his pro debut on the Ty Loop team with Grant Harlan. That might be the type of stuff you guys are really going to want to know, because those are usually the really good fantasy guys, you know? Pulp Fantasy ruins the watching and enhances the watching, depending on how your team does. Eric, it does. It makes it interesting, because imagine that 250 class... Imagine round 7 of the West without fantasy, where Christian Craig has a 30-point lead, and Hunter and Joe may or may not be healthy. It'd be bad. You know what I mean? It'd be terrible. Like, it'd be over. Like, we need it for that instance. Gotta call it a night. Ron Dog, appreciate you being here, dude. Thank you for the super chat. I will catch up with you. Well, I'll see you next weekend. Yo, next weekend's gonna be crazy though, because we're gonna get to do this live show, and it's not gonna be 1 a.m. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready, dude? We're gonna be able to do the after show at like 8 p.m. Like, I'm like rubbing my hands together just thinking about it. We're gonna have so much energy, so much to do. I'm so juiced up to pick Yoder and Kitchen next week, and it completely flops. Sign me up, Levi. I am in. I agree, Jared. The SGB team and the Firepower Honda team, I think, are going to be really good for fantasy purposes. 5 p.m. Eastern, day race, kinda. Yeah, Vic, I thought it was weird that they're having it. I'm not mad, but starting 5 Eastern, and I think it's 4 p.m. Minnesota time. That's just a weird time to start the race. I don't know. Maybe that's where we were able to get TV coverage, and that's why they did it. Going to sleep at 3 a.m., not 6. Alex, I bless you for staying up that late to stay with us. Is Hunter okay? I don't know, Andrew. I wish I knew. If I hear an update, I will, you know what, I might hit Steve and be like, hey, can you get me that information? Because that might be the video I'll make for tomorrow, is what's up with Swole, what's up with Hunter, who all ended up, Joe Shimoda, who else got hurt? Thrasher rode his bike off, right? Any word on Mumford? Andrew, I saw Bar X posted on Instagram, like right before the race, so I didn't even see it until like the gates dropped, but that he tried his best to push through the pain of a torn labrum in his left shoulder, but they've decided it would be safest to rest up. So Mumford has a torn labrum in his shoulder. Amar, oh yeah, Amar's hand. Jerry crashed, but I don't know what his... I guess we can just go look at rider results. Finish. Harrison, how did Harrison end up in literally dead last? Again, I don't know. Whatever they're doing here, it doesn't matter to me. But Thrasher, Hunter, Jerry, Thrasher, Swole, Harrison, and Shimoda all DNF'd hard. And then 450 class, nobody. Just Amart. Then, okay. Thrasher looked fine. I was going to say, I thought I saw him right away. So hopefully he's okay. It's also one of those where it's got to be really hard for these guys, really demoralizing to get up and you're dizzy and everything's moving so fast and you get up and you've got 90 seconds and now you're 2 laps down. What's even the point of going out there? I know what you could say is oh, they could go out there and spin laps and pass a couple people, but do they really want to put themselves in danger to go out there and ride around and hope people DNF? That's not really that cool. Stoked at the beginning of the second main because I had all 4 in it. 2 minutes in, I was irritated because I had Swollen Thrasher. It'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that. Let's go check out the leagues. How did the rest of the goons do? Goon squad. Freaking Marks still out here. Wow, I ended up middle of the pack. That's disappointing. The Mulligan did not have a good time. The Mulligan, repeat. The Mulligan did not have a good time. What was I thinking McElrath would be double points? Yeah, Craig, I thought that's not a great pick. Wilson, McElrath, that's something I go over if anybody is interested in the Patreon. The podcast, something I do like to go over on the podcast is the kind of that middle of the low handicaps in kind of showing Dean. I thought Dean was a sucker pick because Dean, the absolute best Dean has done all year is 9th. So the absolute best that he's going to score is 30 points. But he's either going to score 12, 26, 28, or 30, and I don't like those odds. There's a better person to be, or there's a better person to pick, you know what I mean? I was really running scared because me and JT had the exact same 250 team, and I did not like that at all. At all. We all got Rod Belled. They took Starling, though, didn't they? I bet all 3 of them took Starling. No, he didn't take Starling. Oh, but he dodged. Okay, so Paul dodged. And he got FFL. Okay, so Paul dodged Rod Bell. The rest of us did it. Look at Steve mounting a little bit of a comeback. Just a little bit of one. Just a little bit of a comeback. That's 2 in a row. If he gets another one next week, that's called a winning streak. Roll around a couple laps to bring it from 8 to 28. But they'll never do that, though. Guys, just think about their ceilings. Guys, Dean finishes 9th to 12th. Yeah, Vic. Yeah, it's all about that ceiling. It's all about that ceiling. But yeah, my 250s, other than Rod Bell, I can't be mad. If I could have had anybody, that FFL. Yeah, I can't believe. You know what? That means Craig now has 3 of the last 4. Now would be the time to start picking him. But then just in time to go to the other coast, How many total? Oh, in this league. So Marks is up. Dan's got me by 23 points. Man, I can't believe JT is a solid 40 points behind the field. He's almost 100 points behind Dan. That's harsh. 250 East isn't that stacked. No, for sure, Eric. And that's the thing is that we always use the term stacked, and I don't think it's fair. Not saying that it's fair that we say that or not, but what is stacked exactly? Stacked in what way? I think for me, I think stacked is more having 17 or 18 good guys rather than having 6 elite guys. That's what makes the 450 class stacked, is that sure, we have 6 guys that could win every weekend, but we also have 15 guys that could top 10 every weekend. There are 15 guys that think they are top 10 guys. And we don't typically have that in the 250 class, you know what I mean? Who's going 450? Vic, I think just Oldenburg goes to the 250s and Freeze goes to the 450s. I think that's it. I think that's the only person that is dropping down. I know Jerry will be riding 450 on East. I know Cartwright will be riding 250s, but he only raced one this time. Said it before, them 9 to 14 guys have no value. Yeah. No, they do have value. It's just do you want to risk it? This week with having a lot of injuries and stuff coming in, this was the week to pick a higher handicap guy. It's just, did you get the right one? And I did not. You know, apparently this week it was Deuce and Moran's and Starling and Clayson. You know, like those were the ones. Anybody out here that picked Freddie, or really it's just Freddie, right? Freddie's the only one that had a big pick trend. Did 3% of people pick Jerry Robin in the wrong class? I can't with these people. I cannot with these people. 7% Dylan Walsh didn't line up. 5% Carson Mumford didn't line up. 1% Cole Thompson didn't line up. 0.7% Schwartz hasn't raced in weeks. I can't, man. I can't. East is pick high handicaps. Eric, yeah, so the one thing that'll be interesting with the East, and this happens a lot, where we're going to have that issue of we don't quite know how to assign the handicaps. I don't do anything with the handicaps, by the way. That's not my job. I know Paul is the lead, and I think JT and Dan help, but I don't know what extent. But when you do it, we don't really know how to do it. We don't really know where to put them. So there's always like A1, or in this case, Minneapolis, like the first round of East. There's always going to be those ones that the handicappers just completely whiffed on. And it's your job, like hopefully those are obvious, but if they're not, it's, you know, it's your job to sniff out those really good ones. You know what I mean? I don't pick my practice times. Brian, me either. Absolutely not. I know that I literally give you guys the cheat sheet, but the cheat sheet is garbage, like the basic cheat sheet. That's the information people want. That's not necessarily the information that I want you to have. It's just people want to know qualifying times. So everybody, when I started doing the cheat sheets, were looking at qualifying and they were looking at the handicaps, and I just put them on one page, like for everybody. But the only time it really matters is if somebody is way up or way off. Like if a guy, like if we look at the enhanced cheat sheet, because I have a thing for that. It's this one right here. So, you know, there's not really a good example in this week. Let me see. Is there one for the 250 West maybe? Yeah, here you go. Let's look at these two. So Mumford was way off pace. Mumford qualified 9 worse than he normally does. So that's probably a good indication that Mumford's not going to do well. Mumford's not feeling it. You know what I mean? Like, it's clearly Mumford is off the pace. And that's obviously true because he's injured. And he ended up not racing at all. But then if you look at some other guys, like, who's this at -7 here? Mitchell Harrison qualified much better than he has been. And we know that he has been banged up. So that might be a good indication that Harrison is feeling better. That's really it. You know what I mean? How is the average score? How is the average score over 270? Where's average score? In the results? Where are you getting average score, Michael? Show it to me. I'm going to lose it. No, Vic. Jett will be a 1. Kenny, yeah, so Wispy, Kenny, the second session, Kenny never got to put down a fast time. The first session wasn't great. The first session, Kenny was... what? Yeah, 12th, I guess. But, like, the second one, he was 19th, so we knew that wasn't great, you know? The average score, yeah, I was gonna say I thought that's what it was, Foster, but I didn't know what he was looking at. I never use the average on here simply because it doesn't tell you a lot. Tim, the enhanced cheat sheets are on Patreon. So if you join the Patreon, which it's pinned, if you're, I don't even know. It might be down here. Wherever you read chat, it's at the top of where you read chat. Is the race Connor? The race is over, yeah. 265 is winning. Got it. Yeah, 265 is winning. Gotcha. I'm on there. Okay, so Tim, if you're in the Discord, they're in the cheat sheets channel. If you're on the Patreon, I post them as it works. So let me go to the Patreon so I can show you. Hold on. That was my dog. If you heard my dog, I'm sorry. Posts published. So yeah, so when you go, like, they'll be right here. So you've got, here's the Anaheim podcast, here's the Anaheim 3 cheat sheets. I posted them at 8 p.m. They'll go to Discord first because I don't have to do any work on Discord. Like, I can just screenshot it and then just post straight to Discord. And then once I get all of them together, then I'll post them here, and then the basic ones go up everywhere else. I am a 10 member now. Brian, I thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Patreon rules. Is Faulkner the favorite, Craig? Absolutely not. I was thinking about it. How many do you think are gonna win? How many riders do you think win a race for the East? Because on the West we have what, three winners? Because Craig has won 4 rounds, Mosman has a win, and Hunter has a win, right? But on the East, you know, it's expected Jett wins 1. Does J-Mart win 1? Cooper's out. So that means, Faulkner did not win 1 last year, but he has won many. McAdoo did win 1 last year, right? I believe McAdoo won 1 last year. I think 4 guys should win. But I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Jett wins 5. You know what I mean? Or, no, I don't think J-Mart wins 5. I honestly think we're going to see a lot like the West, where I think Jett win, like, Jett is the consistent one, and you're going to have flashes of brilliance or Jett having a bad round, and you're going to have, you know, McAdoo and J-Mart win some, but they're not going to be consistent enough. You know what I mean? They're not going to be consistent enough to really compete. McAdoo won Daytona. That's right, he won Daytona. Thank you, baby. One East Wispy, 1 person wins out all of them. Don't count out Volan. Vic, I cannot in good conscience ever say, because I said this about Mosman when I didn't give Mosman a chance to win and I got berated on it, and I'm like, look, I cannot even put Mosman in the conversation when he's never even won a race. And for Volan, I don't even think he's been on the podium. So I don't think I could in good conscience put Max in, like, race win territory when he hasn't even really raced enough Supercrosses at all. He was 9.86. Yeah, let's get him in the top 5 and then we can talk about wins. You know what, Brian? Good point. RJ is going to be the Michael Mosman of the class, where he is going to show an incredible amount of speed. And he's also going to be on the ground a lot. A lot. Where did Vince freeze? Vince was second tonight. Sorry, I mean, no, Michael, you're fine. You're fine, dude. You're good, you know. Keep Blair in the booth. I like Blair in the booth. I hear that Blair is not going to be in the booth. I think Diffie comes back this time. Do we like Zach? As the trackside reporter / race day live. This is his 3rd week. A lot of people were very critical, myself included, the first week. I didn't think he did a great job. The second week was okay, but I feel like, yeah, better. I think he's better. But I just don't think he's the guy for the job. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm with you. I just don't think that, I don't think he loves it. Does that make sense? I've said this in both the last 2 weeks, so I guess somebody that literally looks into a camera and speaks like what I'm doing with you guys right here. I just don't think that it's for him, not because he can't. I just don't think he likes it. I just don't think it, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think he has passion for it. And I know that he said, like, oh, it's a lot having the voice in your ear and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, but that's part of the game. You know what I mean? He's good at Pulp. He is so good on Pulp. But I think that's a little different. I don't know. Better than RV Scott. Them's fighting words. I mean, I don't care, but them's fighting words. I want to watch Trackmania. It's same. Same. Toback knocks out Derrick Henry. Love to see it. Love to see it. Zacho's insight is great, but his personality is low key. That's fair, Blue Crew. That's fair. And I think that's one thing that, I think that's one thing that we were lacking with Ricky. And Ricky's gotten better, but I think that's what we were all lacking with Ricky coming from Emig, is that Ricky was very experienced. Like, he had the experience, but he didn't have the way to, like, convey it to us in an entertaining fashion. And we need it to be both entertaining and informative, not just one or the other. And that's really difficult. That's a hard thing to get both of them in, Brock Glover's already doing track walk. Would be sweet to have him do on track stuff. Yeah, Brian, I wouldn't be mad about that. DV Eric, dude, people would be so mad with his accent. They'd be so mad. I would rather listen to what Zacho has to say, even if his delivery isn't perfect, rather than someone else who is loud and gives crappy takes. Oh, for sure. I don't think we should I think we gotta keep a racer in there, for sure. For sure. He's kind of monotone. Yeah, that's for sure. Ando has this championship wrapped up. Michael, I need you to put the bourbon down, or whatever it is you're drinking tonight. I need you to put it down right now. I like your energy. I like your commitment to Sparkle Motion. I don't think that we should be taking it that far just yet. Cole Nichols was great. Did you guys see his video on Instagram today? It was hilarious. It was funny. I thought it was great. If you guys haven't, go check out his Instagram. It just was him just walking around pretending to be everybody. Kenny takes it. Wispy, I need you to stop it. I need some serious stuff in here. I gotta crack my window. It's getting hot. My neighbors are gonna be like, why is this guy yelling at his computer? Not a Donnie Darko reference. Look, sue me. I'm gonna try to set this up where you can see it. Is it gonna sit up here? This one's taller. It doesn't sit up here nice. It's these damn Sasquatches. Nope. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. How about, can we just get some of this? Can we just get some of that? Yeah, there you go. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. Anyone other than Rutledge? I don't think we'll ever see Rutledge again. I'm not convinced Rutledge is still alive. When is Roto in Pulp Studio? I am very intimidated by the thought of doing that, Craig. I would welcome it. I would be excited to do it, but I would be very intimidated, mostly because of my ADHD. I don't know if I could stay off my phone. They always yell at people for being on their phone the whole time, and I don't know how I wouldn't be on my phone the whole time. It would be so hard. That damn Sasquatch. How many cubic feet is my? Oh, cubic? Oh, dude, I have a small house. Small. I don't know. We got like 8-foot ceilings. It's not even good. It's not even good at all. Oh, Rutledge is alive. He's gonna be on the Super Bowl with Earnhardt. No, I should say, like, he's dead. He's dead to moto. I'm worried that Map TV move is a big step back. Andrew, you want me to tell you you're wrong? I'll tell you you're wrong because we keep doing this. But how are we gonna grow the sport on the small network? Look, bottom line, here it is. Our sport has no mainstream appeal at all. We've tried. I've tried with my friends, with my personal people that I like, and It just isn't there. We gave the NBC a long run, and it didn't happen, and it won't happen, and it isn't happening. But you know who might like motocross? Other racing people, like sprint cars, quads, MotoGP, other motorsports might like our motorsport. So being on Mav TV might at least get us exposure to other motorsport people, because it's clearly not working when we're trying to attract people that are watching like your average NBC programming. Zachary, thank you so much for Zachary. Thank you for the 25 super chat. Thank you for this, and I'm quite proud of you. No, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here and doing this. 3 roto houses to every 1 same square. Oh, Alex, yeah. I'm definitely in the 1/3 of a pulp mansion easily. Maybe even smaller than that. It might be even worse than that for sure. Hold on, I'm gonna catch up on chat a little bit. How much money you guys got out? Me, 0. I got 0. I'm not a gambler. That's the one thing that makes that keeps Supercross fun for me, even with all the fantasy, is I don't gamble. I'm in industry idiots. I don't really do other money leagues. I don't really do it. I'm sorry my husband is so drunk. I can't believe you can still understand him. Thank you, Mrs. Treese. He's lovely. We love having him. We love having him here. Do you like to watch the Super Bowl? Not really. I will, Dawson. I probably will tomorrow, but I'm just whatever. You're not fighting for You're not fighting for donuts? I'm not fighting for donuts. No. I try to get my dirt car friends to watch, but they don't get it. It's its own thing. It's its own thing. Like, people will like it, people will not. Commercials and betting is fun. Oh, for sure, Al. Like, I don't blame other people for doing it. It's just not my thing. One day of riding for a family here in Maryland is $130, not including gas gear parts. That's the thing, Brian, is that there's really no other sport thing that's this unaccessible. Because if I wanted to get in, like, I obviously not me, but like if my friend wanted to get into motocross today, how much would it cost minimum to get into it? Like, not just a bike, but boots and helmet and gear, and you have to have a truck and you have to have a trailer, and then you got to take it to the track, and then the tracks are not cheap, and like, it's just so inaccessible. It just really, really is. Shimoda's Cross was gnarly. I was sitting right there. Is it Ataki? How? So you had great seats for everybody going down then, right? Who won 450? Jason Anderson. The sport is big enough we can watch all the races live and have all the coverage we can handle. No need for it to get bigger except for the people that work in the industry. Scott, the only thing that I will say is we do need to do something, because like I said, if you look at my YouTube analytics, like, we are really struggling with younger people, and my biggest fear is in 20, 30, 40 years from now, when the 55 and over viewers now are not as into the sport, I don't know if we're attracting young people enough to keep carrying it. But like I said, it's not work. What we're doing now isn't working, so continuing to do it isn't gonna work, you know? It grows the international market. I hope so, Andrew. I really do. I had a street stock. It would cost me $250 just to go to the track. Isn't it ridiculous, Michael? Talk about mainstream appeal. Jett didn't even get any exposure in Australia after his title. Really, Craig? We are just above downhill mountain biking. We are dying. We're suffering from the Harley Davidson problem. Yeah, Austin, 100%. Is anyone else bummed that we aren't getting our crack pipes? Absolutely, yeah. Stay Sick and KTM Jr. is kind of helping. That is true, Vic. There are definitely much more affordable options for your child to get into it, and I definitely appreciate that. That's really nice. I just wish we had more things for adults to get into, you know what I mean? Where do you ride? I know, Wispy. For me, I think it's 40 at my favorite track. There's one place you can get in for like 25 or 30, but I don't like going there very much unless I have to. But my favorite track. What is your guys' favorite track? What's the name of it? See if anybody is around you. Y'all might make friends. I have $80,000 as a sea rider invested in myself and 3 kids. Toy hauler, bike, gear, and snacks. Brian, that is ridiculous. Brian, can you adopt me? Can I be your Sea Rider son, please? That'd be fantastic. I need some of that in my life. Roxzen is done. He needs to retire. Miguel, I think that's harsh, but I don't disagree, but I think that's harsh. I don't think it's he needs to retire as much as I just don't think his heart's in it. Oh, now they just buy UTVs instead of bikes. Bud's Creek. Today I rode a private track. Dwayne King. Interesting. What is the latest you can still get into the sport, taking physicality into this? Cap, that's a great question. So I raced as a kid. I raced flat track, full disclosure. I never really raced a lot of moto. My dad's the guy that got me into dirt bikes was a big flat track guy, so I raced flat track. Like I went to like the amateur nationals, did the whole deal. I did the flat track Lorettas essentially. And then I stopped racing when I was 12. I had a dirt bike and I had a four-wheeler, but I rode my four-wheeler way more just because, again, like my stepdad had a four-wheeler, where our land four-wheelers were just more convenient. So I didn't really ride a dirt bike for about a decade, and then I got back into it in my late 20s. And oh my God, every time I rode, I got hurt. Every time I rode, I got hurt. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, It's hard. Unadilla and Buds, hell yeah. My favorite is Detroit, and I hate to say it, I have been to Indy, Red Bud, and St. Louis. Treese, I was thinking about going to Detroit. I put in for press, but I haven't heard back yet. I'm a little nervous about it, because last time I applied in 2020, I heard back within, like, hours, I swear. But I put in press for Detroit and St. Louis. We'll go to Indy regardless. But I've never been to Detroit. That'd be cool to go. I see Vettel needs a change of scenery with less. You know what, Al? That might be true. I got 4 bikes sitting there, no one to ride with. I wish that were me. I wish I could be there. Shout out to Bobby Piazza. Yo, no shit, Bobby P, Brian. You got some Bobby P action? Back in the day, you would spend 10 to 12K on dirt bikes for yourself, your wife, and 2 kids. Oh yeah, Big Ripper. I worked at a dealership in 2006. And I remember bikes costing like $4,000 instead of $8,000. And those numbers might have been a little bit off, but it's like double now. It's literally like double now. From 6th overall. No way, Anthony. I'm sorry, man. That's harsh. Who hurt you? Dirt bikes, I always push the front end, never figured it out. Michael, I'm right there with you. The atmosphere is Detroit is very pathetic compared to Indy. C-Steak, I don't know because I've only been to Indy and St. Louis, but for me, Indy and St. Louis both felt similar. Indy, I've sat up in like, not a box, but you know what I'm talking about, where there's like the lower bowl, but then there's the upper, but then there's that like small little midsection that's only like a few rows. We sat there one time, but other than that, we always sit as close to the track as possible. The biggest problem with the sport declining is the economy. Costs of riding have gone up, but wages haven't, and you basically got to be rich to participate. Baby, no, you're 100% though. Like, you have to already have money. That's the thing that sucks the most about the sport as a whole, because even if you're a kid, like, the amount of kids that can even attempt it, because at least a kid has a chance to be a football player or a basketball player or a baseball player, because you can reasonably play those with borrowed equipment. But if you want to, like, if your kid wants to, or if you are an 8-year-old and you want to race motocross, it's just not there. It's literally not there. Like, your parent has to already be interested in it and has to already have a bunch of disposable income. That's the only possible way you could do it, you know? Club level. There you go, Mike. That's what it is. 13th was Harriman's top finish. Andrew, I believe that is true. Yeah, that sounds about right. I have 5 kids, so I can't even sell the bikes. They just get handed down to the next one. It could be me, Brian. It could be me. I'll take one. I'll even take one of the little ones. You'll spend $8,500 to $10,000 on one bike, and if you have kids, good luck, right, Big Ripper? I sold my RMZ 250. I had a 2015, 2016. RMZ 250 with like 30 hours on it, and I sold it last summer. And dude, I had people beating my door down for that bike. I sold it for $4,000, and I literally like the first person that messaged me came that like the next morning, and while he was standing there and he tried to haggle a little bit, and I was like, dude, I've had 8 text messages since you've been standing here. Like, that's how cheap $4,000 is for a bike now. Before my uncle got a good job and took us racing, hockey was too expensive for us. Yeah, that's harsh. I've been to Indy and Detroit about the same, and been to St. Louis one time. It was the best. St. Louis has indoor pits. So if you guys can ever make it to one and you're in the Midwest, St. Louis is the one, because you don't have to worry about the weather because the pits are inside. It's fantastic. Just running it against... Oh, I'm sorry, Craig. Let me catch up because I know you had another message. Because you asked about World Supercross, right? Does anyone see World Supercross taking over? Absolutely not, no. Running it against Supercross with GP riders. The thing is, Craig, is that none of the GP riders want to ride Supercross. Because it's dangerous, man. Like, was it Geyser that came over and did Monster Cup like 2 or 3 years ago and like weeded out in the first main and got injured? Like, they do not want to touch that, and I don't blame them. It's bad. Like, it's ridiculous what these guys do, period. I feel so bad because people are critical of the guys that don't even make it. Like, we look at the Josh Grecos and like the Addison Emerys and stuff, you know what I mean? They're always right at that 40 cut. And because they look so bad out there, but it's not that they're bad. It just is a testament to how insanely talented the Tomacs and Andersons and stuff are. Crash his brains out. That's what I thought, Vic. Thank you. If they can get old stars, I think they could do well. I think they could do well, but it wouldn't be the same thing. You know, like, they're not going to get the cream of the crop, and therefore I don't think they can ever really compete. It doesn't mean that it can't be entertaining, but it's always going to be the XFL to the NFL. You know what I mean? Only time I can forget about everything, it's my therapy. I feel you, Brian. I've considered getting, this year, maybe getting another Supermoto. I want to get another bike because I don't have a bike at all right now, but I'm in that boat of, dude, I'm spending time with you. I don't have time on the weekends to ride when my tracks are open. 29 weekends out of the year. In Ohio, winter sucks. I can't ride in the winter. Like, I have to be here all day Saturday doing fantasy stuff. Like, I can't do it. So at least the Supermoto, I can have like the dirt bike experience, but I can ride around town, you know? Walsh came from the GPs and had like a week of riding or something before the first round. Yeah, I don't know. He just got it. Who won? Craig and Anderson. Has anyone else noticed that giving Roto... Wait, what is A-Mart? Mike, what are you talking about? I don't have anything A-Mart. If you get Reed, Freezy, and Oldenburg, and Caroli... Freezy? Freezy's just gonna saw people off, man. Sawing them off. Digging the 7 out. Thank you. I'm really upset because it's kind of disgusting. You guys can't see it on camera, but it's disgusting. But I love it. And it matches this one. It matches this 100% shirt so well. And it matches my branding. And Walsh probably did. Oh no, he did. He did. Al. He did. He was like the MX2 British Supercross champion of like 2019. Like, yeah, like he's raced Supercross for a while. It's riding over your head that causes the issues. Oh yeah, Eric. And that's the thing that I hate. Can we talk about Shimoda, man? I love Joe Shimoda. He might be one of my favorite riders. What the hell was he doing? You know, and I get it. He didn't expect a wreck. Things happen. Track slick. But why was he riding so hard to win a heat race? It was just, I don't know. It was just like, just pack it in and get second, man. I don't know. That was odd to me. So odd to me. Did you love, I love Nando's gear. Yeah. Oh yeah. Joe wanted that gate pick. I guess. I don't know, man. Everything that has happened this year, and I feel it, that like Joe has been a top 5 guy every single year, every week since his rookie season. He has been a consistent 3 to 5 guy every week. And that's great, but that's not winning you anything. And he needs to make that next step up. But I think the problem is that if he rides at 90%, he makes every single main, no problem, podium, easy money. But then, like, if he rides like 95%, that little extra is what puts him into danger zone. And I think this year has shown it. If he wants to be a front runner, it just takes him just a little too over his head, you know? I know I got 26 and 28 mixed up, and I'm staring at the plate. No, you're fine, Mike. Starcross, gotta get that gate. Unless you're Dylan Ferrandis, apparently. You can literally go to the LCQ and get as good of a start as you always do because you're that bad at getting starts. I'm not even kidding. Like, y'all have played Supercross video game, right? Ferrandis should just sit on the gate, let everybody go, and then he should just go to the inside like 2 seconds after everybody takes off. Just like go to the inside and follow him around the inside. And that way he never gets caught up in trouble because that's about as good as he does anyway. Oh. Shimoda feeling the pressure from the boss man at Pro Circuit. It just sucks. I feel bad. Do you guys think we're going to have a big change in how young riders are recruited now? Because it's not working. Everything that Pro Circuit and Red Bull KTM and Rockstar Husqvarna and all that's not working. Steve had talked about it on the show last Sunday, and then Jordan Bailey got kind of butthurt and posted on Instagram about it. But, you know, you look at Cantrell and Derek Drake and Jordan Bailey and, like, all of these riders that, I mean, even Marchbanks could be kind of considered a bust. He's a little bit. No offense, I like Garrett Marchbanks, but like I guess you could maybe consider him a bust. I mean, Faulkner's got to be a bust by now. But the grooming them from their 12-year-old thing to be the next champion just is not working. It has not worked. Yeah, Mitchell Falk, that's another good one. It just isn't working. Like, we need to do something else because it's not working. Because they're not scared of losing out on the next big thing. Oh, yeah. I think teams have let up on signing 12-year-olds, thankfully. Hopefully, Blue Crew. Make room for Ryder D. They don't have to... No, Shimoda won't go for Ryder D. It's got to be Faulkner. I think Faulkner's out at Pro Circuit this year no matter what. Because either he points out or they drop him. I don't think Mitch can keep putting money into Faulkner. You know? But that's the thing, though, Lucky, is that Jett isn't the one. They didn't sign Jett at 12 years old. They signed Hunter at 19, and Jett just came along with him at 16. Like that, they didn't give him the AC treatment or the Faulkner treatment or anything like that. Like, that's a completely different one. Jett is not in the same category. Yeah. Jett's not a bust either. Oh yeah, Fry's another one. Yeah, and I feel bad. I feel bad for these guys. I really do. Because Steve was harsh on the podcast about him, and Jordan Bailey obviously got upset about it. But he wasn't wrong. Like, these guys are groomed up. They have the absolute best spike possible, and they are given 2 years to produce results. And if they don't, they're cut. And that's harsh, but that's what happens. We're getting there for a while. It felt like we were getting 4 or 5 rookies a year in the 250 class. Like, factory rookies, and there was always somebody waiting for the next guy to fail, you know. Yeah, Mumford, you're right, Mike. Mumford's one. I want Austin to win. I know you hate him. He just is such a little shit. Excuse my language. Jett has a ride for Fuse. Yeah, Jett's racked. Jett is racked up. I'm okay with that. It's not working because it worked when they were only picking the Carmichaels, Pastrana, Stewarts, who were the top, and then they started going deeper in the amateurs expecting grooming. Oh, for sure, Doug. No, I get it, yeah. Age limit 19. Dirty Al, I agree. Hey, I had a really great idea. I was going to tweet this, but I thought I'd wait for y'all. I have the solution. I have the solution for sandbaggers. I have the solution for the Christian Craigs and the J Marts and the A Marts and whatever. Age limit and the 250 class, pick your age limit. I don't care. 27, 28, 30, whatever you want it to be, all right? Pick your age limit. Here's what happens. You don't get forced out. If you're over this age limit, you got to write a two-stroke. How about that? How about that? Come on. All right, sure, Mr. Martin. You want to ride the 250s even though you're 32 years old and you're a two-time national champion? Absolutely. You will do it on a 125. Sign me up, right? That would be the way, because then the people would be like, well, do I want this competition, but I'm on lesser material? Or do I want to go up with the bike? Yeah, no, 19 to turn pro. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down now. Would you include Cian's role in the group? Ripper, no, because at least he did win a title. It took him too long, and as much as I love AC, Pro Circuit probably shouldn't have given him that much time. But at least AC did produce a title eventually. Mumford got unlucky with Geico closing. I agree, LS, but at the same time, it's not like he's still, even though he's done much better now, he's still never going, I still don't think Mumford's going to be a guy that's ever going to contend for a title. And that's okay. Like, I really liked what Villapoto said on the Pulp Show. Yeah, it was 2 weekends ago. About, like, getting second in this sport is incredibly impressive, and we need to stop acting like it's not, because it's, everybody can't be a race winner. Every rookie can't be the next guy. It just can't be, Let anyone race when they want, but that is a great alternative. Yeah, I'm still fine with how it is, but if you were gonna make a change, I think that would work, They should at least allow 252 strokes. Dorsey, I agree. Or at least 150. Like, let's start with 150 and see what happens. Do you guys think that'd be enough if we had 150s and 300s instead of 125s and 250s? Alessi and Wyndham were actual busts. They set the records at LL. Everyone else hasn't had that much hype. At least Wyndham was... But to be fair, Al, I don't know. I mean, Wyndham wasn't a bust because he was competing for titles. He never won one, but he was at least competing for titles. You know what I mean? Suggested a salary cap. Baby, I just don't know. I don't know what that would really do. I'm not opposed to the salary cap idea. I just don't think it would change that much, except take money out of riders' pockets and keep money on teams. You know what I mean? Bring back big bore two-strokes. Yeah, let's start there. Kyle, I'm with you. Bring in e-bikes. I'm ready for e-bikes. I'm fine with e-bikes. It's the future. Let's do it. If I could get an e-bike right now, if I could get an e-bike supermoto right now, I would do it. If I could get like AJ Catanzaro's Alta, sign me up. I want it. Unless he got moto wins and Supercross podiums. For sure, but he never really competed for a title. Didn't Sexton only win? No, he won 2. Cat, he won 2. He won 2 Supercross titles. How did you like... we talked about it earlier. I just don't think it's for him. I feel like I'm not even being mean. Like, I don't think it's for him. I don't think that he's bad at it inherently. He just doesn't seem comfortable in the role, and that's okay. It's okay if he doesn't like it, E-bikes need to be a separate series. Well, Blue, they're going to eventually not be. Like, we can hold out as long as we want, but this is just how it goes. Again, I know it's a hard sell, but we did the same thing with 4-strokes. That's it. When is the drawing? Tyler, we did the drawing last weekend. The next drawing will be the first weekend of March. These are the worst trying to steak. I'm sorry, steak. Hey, we got it. We're early next week, though. We're early next week. He's like, oh, for sure, Vic, for sure. That's what I'm saying. I like him on the Pulp Show. I just don't think the job is for him, per se, Sexton was the 3rd best guy when he got his first title. Jordan Smith had everyone except AF covered easy until he crashed out. But that's the thing, though, baby, is that, like, a lot of people say, oh, well, he only won because the title crashed out, or because so-and-so crashed out. But that's part of the game, is staying healthy for 9 rounds, or in the 450 class, 8 rounds. It's easy to say Anderson only won because Roxzen got injured in 2018 and Tomac missed a race and Muski missed a race. I'm like, but that's part of it. That's part of the deal. Like it's part of the game, you know? I know e-bikes are the future, but no replacement for displacement. Tell that to my turbocharger. E-bikes will have a full takeover and will be the big show by 2030. I don't know if it'll be that soon, but again, I don't care. I'm here for good racing. You know, like, there's always going to be things that you like or you don't like or you miss this or you wish it was more like this or that or whatever. But the sport is evolving and I'm fine with it. Like, let's evolve with it. We cannot on one hand say we want exposure and we want more of this and the sport is dying. But then we also are going to say, well, we can only do it this way or that way or that way or that way. Like, whatever will make the sport more accessible for more people, I am in. You know, I am absolutely in. Stepson has a Tesla. It's fast as hell and awesome. Yeah, for sure. Anderson's chip isn't the same as Sexton's first. I agree. Staying in is a part of huge, but Sexton literally didn't win a single race his first championship. He won one. I thought you're right. He didn't win one, did he? Oh, well, who cares? Batteries are more expensive. Brian, the thing though is that if we put money into it, then it will innovate. And you could say that if you want, and you're probably right. Batteries are more expensive, but they don't have to be. The cost of gas is only going up. The cost of batteries can go down, you know? Yo, Mikey, appreciate you being here, Foster. I'll catch up with you next week. Yo, next week's early, man. There will be no excuses. There will be no excuses for time constraints next time. You know what I mean? Will Craig get a 450 ride? I mean, he better, Dom, because I don't think he has a lot of options now. You know what I mean? MTB community will merge with moto when e-bikes become the norm. You know what? Sure, bring it on. There you go. That's the exposure that we want right there. Right there. E-bikes will allow privateers to compete against mega dollar teams. It'll be interesting to see, yeah. Sexton still was a podium guy, and he went ahead and backed it up with another title, which wasn't given to him. That's what I'm saying, McChicken. Yeah, his second one really stamps it. Yeah, no, gas will not. Like, gas can fluctuate in the small term from here to there, but, like, y'all remember, man, gas is never going back to, like, when I got my driver's license, I could fill up my whole tank on $20. We're never going back to that. Ever, ever, ever. Gas will never go back to 80 cents a gallon. That's not what it was when I was there, but you know what I mean? Like, it is going up, but where batteries are now can go down. It's possible. Tiller, I appreciate you being here, dude. We'll catch up with you soon. Will Craig be given the chance to defend? I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to defend. If there is a high profile 450 ride available, Craig will take it. I feel like a lot of people want to hate on the e-bikes, but if they got to ride one, they probably would love it. Tim, that's fair. That's fair. I will say, and I mean, I get what you guys are saying. Like, you know, we have two go-kart places in town. One is electric, one is gas. I like the gas carts. I like how the power delivery is with them. I like how they are more punishing. Like, if you mess up and you lose your drive, it is much harder for the gas to get going. I like the sound of it. Like, I get you. I get you guys. I get you 100%. I understand the people that do not like e-bikes. But if that place closed down, if the place that I like closed down, and it did, by the way, I would have no problem going to the other one. That's just where I'm going. Like, that's it. Oh no, you know, Grand Prix karting in Columbus, Ohio closed down last year. No sweat. Then I'm going to go to, I don't even remember what the electric place is called. I'll move over. I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? The lack of sound. But that can be fixed, though. You know what I mean? That can be fixed, though. Why are people arguing against expensive batteries when your maintenance costs will be next to nothing? Oh, I don't know, Ruggs. Because people that fear change and are resistant to change have to come up with some argument. Don't you think Shane McElrath deserves a factory ride next season? No, Big Ripper, I don't. Here's the thing. When we say deserves factory ride, you guys got to remember that for a factory rider, there are two things that you want. You either want a guy that can podium, or you want a guy that's marketable, and Shane McElrath is neither of them. I do not think the Rocky Mountain K team is what's holding McElrath back. You could put him on an HRC Honda or a Star Racing Yamaha, and McElrath does not turn into a podium guy. So the only way McElrath can get that spot, the way that maybe Dean Wilson does, is because Dean Wilson is an incredibly marketable, likable fan favorite rider, and Shane McElrath is not that. So unless you're going to be competing for race wins, honestly, Shane McElrath is a more accomplished Vince Friese, right? Like, he gets really good starts and he ends up about 12th every round. It'll be fun to see when Vince switches to 450s next week how McElrath and Friese stack up. You know what I mean? I'm all for e-bikes, especially for myself, but I don't want them racing against gas engines because the stupid AMA will never be able to govern it. I don't know, because Blue Crew, I feel you, but we won't know. Like, we don't know until it'll happen kind of thing. And the more they advance. Oh, yeah, that's, Doug, and that's the thing. And I mean, it's the same way. We've seen it 100 times. Like, you know, whether you want to go vegetarian or you want to go vegan or you want to go green, like, those technologies have room to grow. We can put more into them, and that will grow them. And the more interest there is in that, the more money people are willing to put to make it better. We already know what we're getting with where we currently are. I don't know. He just doesn't sell. He just doesn't sell, and that's okay. And it sucks. None of these guys signed up to be influencers. None of these guys signed up to be marketers. You know, they signed up. They didn't even sign up for this. Like, they didn't sign up to be a pro rider. Like, they were a kid that was really good at it. And you've got Ken Roxzens and Dean Wilsons and Adam Cianciarolos and Aaron Plessingers that get it. They get the marketing side. And that's going to keep them with a factory ride probably way longer than they might even deserve it as far as the results go. But then on the other side, you're going to have those guys that if you're not literally winning, then you are expendable. And that sucks. But that's the business. That you got to be, you either have to be championship material or you got to be marketable. You know what I mean? Does Ferrandis back up the 22 MX title? Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I don't, how does he not? What's changed? You know? What do you think Jett Lawrence's ceiling is? Dom, I think that he is gonna, I think he will eventually be a 450 race winner, but I do not think he, I mean, Travis Pastrana. He's gonna compete, but I don't think he's ever gonna be, you know, the guy. They're public speakers, yeah. When you break it down, pro motocrossers are just advertisers. They are literally advertisers, yeah. I'm not trying to kill the future, but I love the gas smell. It's same, Michael. That's what I'm saying. Like, walking into the Supercross arena and smelling the race gas, it's almost nauseating. I love it. I love that. But I also can let that go. Jett can go to places never before seen by a Supercross star. Yeah, Doug, I mean, you're right, but also you gotta remember how big MC was. It's hard generationally because, like, social media and things have changed from here. Jett is definitely gonna be the first one to have a scandal with, like, sending a picture of his dong on Snapchat or something, right? We all have to know, right? Like, Jett's gonna be the first Supercross. Every other sport has a scandal involving, like, somebody underage or somebody doing something they're not supposed to or a message they weren't supposed to let somebody see. Jett's gonna be the Supercross, the first one, right? We can all agree, right? Hiding an injury, Feedup, I think it's mental, honestly. It's possible, but I think it's mental. I think it's a mental, I think he hates the bike for whatever reason, because he obviously loved it 5 weeks ago. But I think it's mental, you know what I mean? The Marty Snapchat, yeah. Jett is a saint. Oh, okay. I don't see Pastrana, and I said he'd never win a race. That's fair. Anderson could likely upset. I agree, Zach. I agree. I could see Anderson taking it. I mean, because remember, Eli is always has one bad one. You lose, or you win your title on your bad days. And Anderson has already had some pretty bad days that he's managed to salvage, and Tomac has not had a bad day yet. So either do we think Tomac is going to continue to not have bad days? Or are we just waiting for him? Are we waiting for that Tomac ride? You guys know what I'm talking about, where he gets a 13th place start and he gets 8th for no reason. He just gets 8 for no reason. You know, like it's gonna happen. What's happening with Webb? Peyton. Okay. Question. Do you think that it comes out before Minnesota that Webb is having an underlying issue? Do you think the KTM camp makes a statement about Webb before they head east, or after we race Minneapolis and Webb still isn't on the podium, that then KTM comes out and says, oh, it's this or it's that or it's this? Did you guys catch on Race Day Live? They interviewed Roger DeCoster and they asked him who has a better chance of landing on the podium, Webb or Plessinger? And he and DeCoster waffled so hard. And it's one of those where on one hand you might be like, he doesn't want to, he just doesn't want to sell out one of his riders. But that's not it. Because one of your riders is the literal champion. And the fact that he didn't say clearly Webb tells you everything you need to know. Why I'm on slow? Michael, everybody's on slow. One message per 10 seconds. We had to do that because there was some dickhead on round 1 that was just spam. So everybody has to suffer because of that one person. Does anyone know where Marv passed Ferrandis last minute tonight? Brad, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm not sure. Good. This isn't Twitch. Yeah. Oh yeah. I am very familiar with the Twitch limitations. But yeah, we'll do with it. I still love you. Bless, Michael. I appreciate it. But I'm gonna hop off here. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, this is one of my favorite things to do. Honestly, this after show is more fun for me than most of the race. So I appreciate you guys all being here and talking with me. I will hopefully have a video out tomorrow. I don't know what the topic's going to be. It'll probably be an injury update if I can get, if I can hear anything from, Shimoda, Lawrence, anything like that. We go east. I will definitely make a video for the East 250 class preview. That will probably drop, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday, and then the fantasy video will come out on Friday, and then obviously we'll do the race on Saturday. It's early, so we can do the after show. I think the after show will start at 8 p.m. my time. Johnny Hopper's better. Hey, Mr. Matter of Fact, does Johnny Hopper have an after show? Can you link it in here? No? Oh, that's a bummer. So yeah, Patreon, if you guys want to do Patreon. $5, join the Patreon. You get an entry to win this autographed race used Christian Craig plate, a red plate. Who has a red plate? It could be you. You could have the red plate. But that's what lets me do this. That I don't have a sponsor or anything like that. So that's what allows me to do this after thing. His show would be better without your opinion. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. We will see you guys next weekend. Have a good night. Later, y'all.